Hey guys, welcome back to this series of tutorials where we are building a food delivery app with React Native and Firebase. We're going to continue from where we left in the last video. As you can see on the screen, this is what we did in the previous video, which is video number 19. So you are able to like a restaurant and you have a bouncing heart, and this will be your restaurant home screen, and you should also be able to go back to the search results and so forth. So today we're going to continue. So this is what we have to achieve. This is what the screen should look like. So we're gonna continue and finish up this screen. So we can see that everything is working on the header, and now we have to start with the layout that is left for this screen. Before continuing, if it's your first time to watch this channel or to watch this video, I will recommend you to also watch the previous videos so that you can get on the same page with everyone else. And if you are not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing to support this channel. Now you can open up your text editor. I have mine opened already, and you can go to the source folder, which is the main folder for our project, and go to the screen folder, and inside your screen folder open your restaurant home screen. I have mine open already, and let me close some of the windows that we don't need. So your screen should look like this. This is what we've done in the previous video, and we've also created this component here, which is the restaurant header, which is this component here where I'm moving my cursor. That being done, we're gonna have a lot of styles for this screen. So I'm going to paste some styles so that we don't have to waste time typing styles. I'm pasting these styles. It's a lot of them really. I'm just going to start from the beginning. So you can pause your video and copy or type this. Type these styles, and let me just scroll again so you can type again. You can be pausing your video. Also, I will leave the GitHub link. And so these are the styles that you can type in your project. It's really a lot of styles because there are a lot of things that you've done in this screen. So that's it. That's about it. So you should have all your styles. If you are not able to type all the styles, please leave a comment. Otherwise, I would also leave the GitHub link so you can find all these things. Now you have all our styles in. One thing that I want to do, we need to install a library for us to achieve these top tab navigators. So in order to achieve this, we're going to use a library to make our development faster. We could implement it from scratch, but it's gonna take a lot of time. But for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to install a library. You can go to your terminal and you're going to type npm install React Native tab view. So you can install this library. This is what we will use to create the tab that you see, the menu, info, review, and gallery. So while the library is installing, I want us to begin coding this view here, or this component, you can scroll and first of all, let's pass a style to this view, because now we're going to add more things to this screen. Pass a style to it and call it styles. This will be the container, and after this container, you see that when we scrolling this screen, it goes and then this tab menu gets stuck at the bottom. It doesn't scroll with the rest of the item. So first of all, we need to create a scroll view, and then we're gonna implement the sticky header. So inside this, we create a scroll view. First of all, you must import it from React Native, and then we can use the scroll view component. I just want to and now we have the scroll view. You should put this inside the view as well. Just put it inside the view, this header, restaurant header. You can cut it and paste it inside the view. Just trying to rearrange things. That's awesome. And now we're going to, first of all, we're going to create let me scroll down. We're going to create get 10% off on your food. That's the view that we need to render. So what we'll do is we're going to open a view, and to this view we're gonna pass the style, and this will be equal to styles view 1, and inside here we're gonna pass a text component, and we'll pass the star also to this text component. This will be the styles dot text 1, and we're gonna need to import the data, the restaurant data, from our global file. So here we can say import restaurant data from global. You have to import data, and what we'll do is going to have to dynamically pass this data, because not all restaurants offer discount or promotions. So you have to make sure that this text is only displayed for restaurants that are offering discount or promotions. So this data has to be rendered dynamically. So in order to do that, we're going to open a bracket, here, and we're going to call the restaurant data, and we pass an ID to it to say depend on the restaurant. Then we say if discount is available, then you can render this view, and if discount is not available, if this is false, then this view won't be rendered. And what we will now do, we can now render this text here. We say get. This also has to be dynamically rendered, the percent, because for some restaurant it can be 10, others it can be 20, so it's different depending on the restaurant. So we have to pass this as well dynamically. So we're gonna say get, we can say restaurant data, this will be the ID, then dot discount, we can put percent off on food total. Alright, now we need to create this ID. So that ID is very important because it will tell what restaurant is it that you're using. So apparently I did create that already here. We did call that, we have the restaurant ID, we have the restaurant itself, and we're getting this from the route parameters. So make sure you have this line of code in your project. And apart from that, now we're going to save this. Let me save this, and I need to run my project so we can see what's happening on the screen. Just closing this. I'm gonna run my project quickly. npx react native run Android. So while the project is running, we will continue coding. So we have created this text. Now the next thing that we need to do is to create this view here. So we have the time, and we also have the address, how far away. So we need to create all those component or views. So we're going to open a view here, and then in this view we're going to pass a style to it. Sorry, passing it in the wrong. We pass a style to it, and this will be styles, and this will be styles dot view view 2, and inside this view create another view, open another view, and pass style to it as well. Styles, this will be styles dot view 3. Okay, I see my emulator is running again. Let's see what happened. Saying we're having error, can't find the color. Okay, we have to import colors as well. Must import that. Import colors. It should be from global styles. Let's save. Okay, it also needs some font. Okay, I have to create some font as well. Go to our global styles. I'm going to paste some fonts here. So I've pasted this. You can type that and can save it. Now we can use this font in our project. Go back to the project. You can also import font here. Let's save and see. Okay, we're still having the error. Let me see. Okay, make sure you don't have a comma here, otherwise this export won't be recognized. Then you need to find the screen width. Okay, there's some parameters which are not available, so we're going to import dimensions from React Native, import that component. Then let's create a variable called screen width, and this this will be equal to dimension that you've just imported from React Native. Then we use the object window, and then we take the width of your phone. So this will be width. So that's about it. Let's save again. Let's see. Awesome. You should have this text here like this. This is good. So you should have that displaying on your emulator or your phone, depending on what you're using. So now let's continue. We're now going to create all this. So you've opened this view here. We've given it a style of view 3, and we're going to create a text component, and to this text component we're gonna pass a style, and this style will be styles dot text2, and the data will be dynamically passed, and this will be the restaurant name. So we're going to say this will be equal to restaurant data. We get that from our local database, but we're gonna put this on the remote once we start at the back end. We pass the ID of the restaurant, and then we call the restaurant name. If you save, you should have the restaurant name displayed. Awesome, we have the restaurant name displaying, and now we're going to create this text here. Again, we will and let me just make it full. Open another text view, text component, and we pass a style to it, and these styles gonna be styles.text3, and inside here we call again the restaurant data, pass the ID of the restaurant, and then here we're gonna say food type again. Now gonna open a view, okay, actually I've put this on the wrong place, sorry guys. This text component is supposed to be just below this one, sorry for that. So this is supposed to be just that, and this one's supposed to be here, and then open a view here, and to this view we're gonna pass a star dot view 4, and then inside here we pass let me just open the emulator so you see what we are creating now. Now we're creating this view here. We have the review, we have the distance, how far away from the restaurant and all this. So we need to first to create the icon, and I know by now you know how to create the icons, but let me just quickly create one. First of all, we must import that from React Native element. Go on top, going to import icon from React Native element, and now can use that here. Say icon, and then we pass some props to it. The first one is the name. This will be star. So we have this here, we have the star, and we also have to pass the type prop, and the type will be material community. So we need to pass the color prop, and for the color I'm gonna pass colors, give it gray, can take 3, and we need to pass a last prop which is the size, and then size will be equal to 15. So that's it for this icon. Now I'm going to create a text component again, and we pass styles to it, and this time it's gonna be styles.text should be text 4, and the data gonna be from restaurant data, pass the ID, here it's gonna be the average review, and then open again another text component, pass the stars to it. It's gonna be stars dot text 5, and here we're gonna pass the data, which will be again from the restaurant data. Pass the restaurant ID, and then we take data which is number of review, and I'm going to copy this icon here and paste it here, and I'm going to change the name because I'm creating this here, this marker icon on your emulator, or on my emulator I mean. So the name I'll change, that will be map marker. And now I have also to create another text component at the bottom of this icon. Create a text component, pass some stars to it, stars dot, this time gonna be text 6, and here we pass the data, pass the data, and the data will be again from the restaurant data. We pass the restaurant ID, and we say far away, and outside of this we can put miles or kilometers away. Okay, alright, let's see what it looks like in the emulator. I'm going to save. You can save also. I'm going to save. Let's see what happens. Awesome. You have this. Now you also need to create this as well as this. I'm going to open another view. Not here, sorry. Open another view outside of this view. Open a view and pass a style to it. Stars.view 5, like that, and then create a text component, and to this text component we're going to write collect, because creating this, say collect. This is the collection time if you have to collect, and this is the delivery time if you want them to deliver the food to you. So these two times are different. If you want to go yourself to collect, that means the food will be ready in 5 minutes, and if you want the restaurant to deliver to you, that means the delivery will take place in 15 minutes. That's what it means there. So pass some stars to this text component, and we're going to say stars dot text 6. Now open another view inside and pass some stars to this view, and the styles here will be styles dot view 6. And now let's create some text component inside this. Okay, I think there's a problem. Let me just see the styles that you have on here. This is supposed to be text 6, not view 6. So just change there, put text 6, because you can see you have font and all this. This cannot be applied to a view, this can only be applied to a text component, and that should be okay. Now instead of view 6 here, we're gonna put view 7. Okay, all right. Now open a text component and pass some styles to it. And the styles that we pass in here will be styles dot text 7, and we pass the data, which will be from restaurant database. We pass the restaurant ID, and we take the correct time. Open another text component and pass some stars to it as well. Here we say stars. This will be text 8, and we display minute, which is this one here. Now we have also to create this part, and this will be the same procedure. So instead of it's gonna be the same procedure. Instead of me repeating typing all that, I'm going to copy this. Okay, fine, let's quickly type it. It's not gonna take so long. It's gonna be view, open a view and pass to it a star, and here we're gonna pass the stars of view 8, and we're gonna have the text component which will display this delivery, and we're gonna put the delivery, and we pass some stars. Here it's gonna be stars dot text 9, and here we open another view, pass some stars to it, go stars dot view 7, and inside here we pass some text component, and we pass some styles to this text component. I'm gonna say styles dot text 7, and we pass some data which we're gonna fetch from the restaurant data. Pass the ID, collect time. Sorry, this is not collect time, we're talking about delivery now. So this is supposed to be delivery time, not collect time. So put delivery time, and since we're talking about delivery, this star should also change to 9, and this also should change to 9. Awesome. You can change that. You can open another text component here, and we're gonna just write minutes min, and we pass the stars to this stars dot text 11. Okay, let's see what happens. I'm going to save this. Awesome. You have that view, which is looking good, but you can see this is supposed to be white, and in this case it's not white. Let's see why we're having that. Let's go to styles. Okay, text 9, this is supposed to be let's say background color, no, so we say white. Let's save that. Oh, sorry guys, I think something stupid is happening here. You say colors, we can say card background, we can take that and save. Awesome. We have, this is good. Okay, I see the problem. This is showing the, can go back to this. Instead of 9, give it 6, this one, and save. Alright, this is more or less what we have here. Now we need to create these tabs here. We have installed a library in the beginning called React Native tab view. Okay, so I'm going to paste the import for that, and you can tap this in your project. Import tab view from React Native tab view. Import also tab bar from React Native tab view. Once you have imported that, we're now going to create these tabs here. So we're going to open a view. And to this view we'll pass a stars to it. So stars dot view 10. We pass that styles, and we call the component called tab view. Let me close the tag like that. Now I'm going to pass some props to this. The first one is navigation state. We pass index to it as well as the routes. Gonna pass another prop which is called render scene, and we're gonna have to pass a function to it. The function we're gonna call it update. Update route 1, and we're going to add some event listeners which is on index change. We say on index change we should have a function called, and this we're gonna call it set index. We're gonna have to create all these functions that I'm busy tapping here, but let's first finish this and then we're gonna create those functions. Initial layout, we pass initial layout, and render tab bar. We're gonna pass also a function or component called render tab bar, and finally we need to create the position. Tab bar position, we're gonna say it's gonna be top, like that. Now we need to create all these things that you have created: the render, initial, set index, as well as update route. You need to create all those functions. Okay, the first one that I want to create, you can scroll up outside of your return. Could say let's first create the render tab bar. And you can pass some props to it, and then this will return something. Sorry, it should just be props. This will return a tab bar, which is a component we're importing from React Native tab view. So we're gonna have a tab bar, and we close the tag. And we're going to spread the props. Now we're going to pass some property, and the first one is indicator star. This will be an object. Pass the background color, which will be equal to colors dot card background. Also add the tab style. In this one, you're gonna pass some styles. We say styles dot tab Tab style. Another prop that we're gonna pass is called scroll enable. We say it's true, and also gonna pass a star. Gonna say this will be stars dot tab, and gonna pass the label style. Should be go to stars dot tab label, sorry, tab label, and finally going to pass the content container style, and this will be equal to stars dot tab container. So we've created this. Now we need to create the update route one. You can say const update route one, okay. This will just return an empty view. Okay, let's say view. We can leave it like that for now, and you need also to create the route. The route will be some state that have to be kept inside our application. So we're gonna have to use some hooks. We're gonna use the use state hook. So we import that from React. Can import use state, and then you can come on top here, create const, we say route, and we use the state hook. This is gonna be an array, and this route are what you're seeing here. We have the menus, and those are the route, and we're gonna give a label to each route or title. So this will be array of object, and each one will have a key, and the key will be first for the first one, and the title will be the name of the tab. Example menu, you're gonna put menu. Okay, let me just duplicate this because we're gonna have to have 4 of them. So we can create 1 is 2, 3, 4. Awesome. Now I have just to change, instead of first here I'm gonna put second, and instead of first second, third, and finally I'm gonna have fourth. And here it's gonna be info, and it's gonna be reviews, and finally it's gonna be gallery. Okay, we have created this, and we also have to create the index, because if you see, we're passing some index to this component, passing this index here, so we must create that. So that's gonna be a state as well. So I'm gonna say const index. We have set index, and then we give it initial state. The initial state will be 0. That means initially it's gonna be on menu. If you put 1, it's gonna be on info. If you put 2, when they upload, the review will be the one displaying. So we have this state at 0, and I'm going to save first, and let's see what happens. We're gonna save that. Let's go to our app and save. Okay, it's giving me an error. Let me see what it is. Okay, I see the problem. It's saying undefined, unable to resolve module React Native page view. So we need to install this package called React Native page view. So in order to do that, go to your terminal. I'm just going to end this session for now. Go to your terminal. You can do npm or yarn. I'm going to say yarn add React Native page view, and that will begin installing. And I'm going to close this emulator to rerun it. Okay, the installation is complete. I see the installation is complete. Let's try to run again the project and see if it works. I have npx React Native run Android. While it's running, I'm going to pause. The emulator is running, the app is running now. Let me just go and let's see if everything works as we're expecting. I'm gonna go to our search result and then restaurant home screen. Okay, it's giving us this error, initial layout. It can't find the variable initial layout. I think that is not created because we're passing initial layout here, so we need to create this variable, which is a data we're passing. So that is simply the layout of your, it's gonna get the sizes of your phone, for example the width and the height. So in order to do that, you can simply say const initial equal to screen width, because this is the width, so we can simply take this data here and pass it to this variable as well. So let's save and see what happens. Let's go again back. Okay, my emulator is crashing. Let's see. go to the search result and then to the restaurant home screen. Awesome. We have the tabs, we can navigate between them. As you can see, this is awesome. So we have created the top tabs, as you can see, and now we need to create the menus and all the rest of the information. But since I see this video is almost 1 hour now, I'm going to end it here and continue in the next one. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, keep safe and take care. Bye bye.